So Kamal, even though the infusion of cash has not started,
Hmm.
I was working on my freedom number, and being an accountant, I have that details on my spreadsheet. And so one of the things that I had forgotten to include for my future is my snowbird expenses,
Ah, okay, there you go.
which was really big. Yeah. And then I started working with a new virtual assistant last week, and it went really well, thank God.
That's good. That's always important. Yeah, and you've supported the team. That's good. Get them on board, get them on the same mission. But yeah, that freedom number that we talked about, I'm reviewing those questions that we shared. So good for you. And it doesn't matter if you are a financial analyst or if you're working with numbers. Remember, most people don't really understand money, including myself. We're just learning and becoming aware of what money is all about. And if you doubt what I'm saying, just look around how many financial analysts don't even have a job. How many MBA people don't even have a job. How studied so long, so many years, went to school and don't even have a job. It's because they don't understand money and they're broke. Now, they before I, finish my rant here, just to give you this one thing from why there's so many retirees that are broke is because there's so many young adults that are broke. They money. So if we change our narrative on money and what we do and how we earn and how we save, then when we get to retire, we're not going to be broke and we can help other people too. So that's a good deal. All right, Sabrina's in the house too. Sabrina's good. Sabrina's in a different time zone as well. She's like Zenat, like maybe probably midnight by now for her. So, and Juwan as well. All right. Any other wins before we shift to the book? Because I was looking on the chapters, and I think we have like four more chapters, maybe five. So maybe this session and next week's, and then we'll move on to the new book. So, anybody else wants to share something that the book came across through your mind through the week from your studies, or
Yeah,
anybody else?
I can, I can share something. So the reason I was
Yeah.
late, so the whole quantum thing, or looking ahead. So, I started certifying other people. I carry some other people in my class, and there's a person I'm working on with C-suite. She wants to get certified, work with her kids. Her husband happened to listen to our conversation. He just got on with me. Now he wants to talk about doing a complete AI game-based program that might include what I do because I've been trying to find ways to get out. That just happened, right? And that would be a quantum leap as far as the ability to help more people around the world. So, got to
That
think
is
about the
huge.
quantum leap, right? Squared.
Yeah, yeah. And then these next three chapters are gonna really help us and help you and me to really think, are we really thinking quantum leap? Because we might not be, right? We are so used to going step by step, but we really have to think the quantum leap. So something like that, like what John just mentioned, that could take your business to a whole other level or your impact to so many new people very, very fast, since the broad use of the technology that's becoming available. So wonderful. All right. And awesome. Thank you, John, for that. So with that, we're going to continue with Trust the Power of Pursuit. That's page 23. And Leaf Carey was going to share the page because I'm in the car. My amazing wife is driving, so I'm not touching the wheel at all. So Trust in the Power of Pursuit. Let's do it. U square. I got to go to a different page on the phone. Okay, here we are.
Is that big enough for
Who
somebody to
wants to
read?
volunteer? Yeah, I think it's big. Is it good for
Yes,
everybody?
I
You guys are
can
good?
read.
Oh, Kim. Hello, Kim. Welcome. Go ahead.
Trust in the power of pursuit. You've dreamed many dreams that were yours for the taking. In fact, almost all of them were well within your reach. Even now, most of what you dream of can be yours. The simple secret is the seeking, pursuit. Dreams begin to crystallize into reality when they are pursued. The world behaves differently when you actually take action to go after what you want, what you wish could be starts becoming. The dream moves in your direction, begins to come to you, even as you reach for it. Consider this. The dreams you have realized in life are those which you actively sought, that which you have achieved in what you decided to go for in one way or another. You can think positively all day long here, but positive action is what counts. Wishing, longing, wanting, desiring, these are not the same as pursuing a dream. These are mental states and can play an important role in the process of becoming you. But they are essentially passive. Pursuit, on the other hand, is active. Reaching for your dream is behaving, moving, and it shortens the distance between you and your desired objective. Pass.
Thank you. Beautiful.
I can read.
Go for it.
Okay. Most people confuse wishing and wanting with pursuing. Their desire for a dream may be desperate and deep, but when that desire fails to produce, they conclude the dream cannot be theirs. Actually, the only proof they have is that the longing is not enough. The data at hand merely prove that desire alone does not, cannot deliver. Pursuit is what makes a difference. Reaching for what you want alters the odds immediately and drastically of getting it. What you want becomes part of a dynamic exchange with the world and you in partnership when you act and extend yourself towards the dream. U squared is firmly based on the premise of pursuit. Quantum leaps require you to take the offensive. You can't achieve exponential gains in your success from a defensive posture. You can't remain in a passive stance and make a quantum leap. You must move on the dream. That means you must leave the cover, the safety, that goes with merely wishing for something. You must place your trust in action. Ask, seek, knock, and the dream shall be yours. Most people confuse wishing and wanting with pursuing. You must place your trust in action.
Wow. Powerful, right?
Yeah.
The powerful chapter, thank you both for reading. So if you just look at the title of the chapter, Power of Pursuit, so just compare that with your goal, like each and every one of us, right? Including myself. Do you have power towards it? Or just like, it would be nice to have it, right? Like how much are you pushing and working and spending time on it? Is there power behind? Are you pursuing it? Does it really mean a lot to you, right? So this is kind of what this chapter reminded me. I was like, okay, how badly do I really want this thing? Now that's my take on this chapter. Anybody else? John?
Yeah, this is pretty powerful for me because we can do the manifestation and the thinking, but the word pursuit just really hit me in the face, right? Because you have to pursue it. That means whatever it takes, whatever work it has to do, the work you don't like to do, whatever it takes. If you're focused on that goal and you're pursuing it with everything you have, then all the hard work seems easy because you're actually in that process of pursuing.
I agree with you. Yeah, same here. When I read that title and then I read, what's below it, right? Like the wishing and hoping. Most people are wishing and hoping their dreams come true. Most people are wishing and hoping their goals are going to manifest, or they're going to get a promotion or a new job or open a business. You can wish and hope all you want. And I believe, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong, that's why there's a lot of poor people in this world. Because they pray, and we'll pray. I prayed when I was poor for a long time, and we wish and hope. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's not going to achieve the desire. It's not going to achieve the quantum leap.
Yeah. So I coach, part of what I do is I coach a leadership training program for Landmark Worldwide, which is their advanced offering. And we have distinctions, weekend work, and one of our distinctions, preview, is the world of performance. And that is being, and we say that you can either be in your thoughts, your reasons, your emotions, or your opinions, or you can be in the world of performance and in action. And the only place that things happen is inside of the world of performance. As a matter of fact, you can't even judge, the effectiveness of a thought or a hope or a desire and an emotion. You can only actually alter existence out there in action. And only in taking action can you even assess whether or not those are the actions that are going to move the needle. And they may produce results that you want or not, but the only way to even get towards that is out there in reality, not up here in your head, which is where we get stuck so often, which is not real.
Mhm.
And since we're talking about metaphysics, it's like you kind of have to hold both with, I talk about living in the both and, which is like having a foot in both worlds.
Yeah.
You want to be able to visualize, to deal with your thoughts and your emotions and your vibration such that the aligned action that you're taking, this I'm taking my Landmark hat off because they say that, right? But because they're very much, that's a leadership training program, but I'm a metaphysics person. But you really, when you hold both and you do both, that's what I think gives you, when you're talking about this world of U squared and quantum leaps, is that you begin to sort of get supercharged and the actions you're taking start to bear fruit, as long as we're talking about asking, seeking, and knocking.
Really? Yeah. I mean, that's what you said. It's a mix of both. Our action, which comes from the emotional trigger, the body goes into this vibration, but that triggers the universe to give us something. And if we don't take the action, we don't deserve to win. Remember that very clearly. If you don't take the action, you don't deserve to win. If you don't take the action, whatever is happening around you is not going to happen towards you. It's going to happen towards somebody else. Good action, good results. Bad action, bad results. So action is everything. And that's where the cementing of the belief and the transformation. Beautiful, Carrie. That's awesome. So you see that, everybody, like Carrie just brought to us what she's teaching to the space. That shit. Phenomenal.
I like that
Chat. All right, cool. Anything?
yeah,
Oh, go ahead.
I like that he explained that wishing, longing, and wanting and desire are mental states. They're good, but they lack the action. On the top of my daily journal, I have the question, what am I doing today to pursue my dream? And sometimes, it doesn't have to be something huge, because even studying is a big step. But, making your phone calls, so,
Yeah.
keeping yourself thinking.
Yeah. Thank you for that. And if anybody else is struggling with finding that desire or just deciding what it is to go for it, you just gotta go for it. You just gotta pick. Like don't stay months like, what is really my goal? What's really on my pursuit? No, just start those things. It might be it, but it's gonna lead you to what you want. Now, if you start something and you don't do it, that's not your desire. Like, I think I'll give you a silly example. How many procrastinate on doing dishes at home? Procrastinate on doing laundry, right? It's like, it's not exciting. But if it's something you really want, you're going to go and do. So this desire, if you're procrastinating, not your desire yet. So just sit with that for the last 7 days. How well did you pursue this thing you want? Did you do everything you do every night? And if not, why not? Why not? Why not? Who's going to do it? Your mom is not coming to help you. Nobody is coming.
Yeah.
Nobody's coming. You don't. So
That's so good, Kamal. No one is coming to save you. It's all about your inner your inner power. That was just so funny. But it has me, really leaning in to trusting the process and just moving forward with action. I think that again, when we get to those spots, like you're talking about procrastination, or you're talking about like sitting on the comfy couch, when we're doing that, I think it's just an indication that we need to invite ourselves into deeper growth, right? It's having faith the size of a mustard seed. That's all we need. Or James Clear, telling us all we need is 1% action. A lot of times we want to make it bigger, but we
Yeah.
just have to take that 1%. And the other thing is this idea of really cultivating space for stillness. I know that that's been really beneficial for me on my journey is, what pockets of peace, what pockets of, your life in your daily, in your day are you cultivating stillness? Because actually we can really kind of lean into that and really hear our creator's voice and intuitively connect with ourselves. So I really appreciated this chapter.
And that's something Rona can talk about, right, Rona?
Mm-hmm. What is it, John?
Rona can talk about that. That's kind of her specialty, is creating those spaces, right?
It's a little bit, yeah. Well, one of the things is recognizing that a pause is an action and it's a reaction to your actions. And so creating a space instead of holding space is a way of moving forward. And so one of the things is really understanding what is a productive pause and what is basically when you are just procrastinating or resisting actually action. And so if you understand what are actual pauses, you can know that you're doing it for a reason and a purpose and it's active. And then if you are doing it for resistance reasons, then you kind of know when you're actually pausing and when you're just not. So I don't know.
Thank you
So
for that.
and then also I'd say, yeah, you can create your space to actually, so you can use neuroaesthetics to create your space to actively move forward. So you can change up or co-regulate yourself just by the objects you put in your house. And that's actually going to cue your brain to wanting to leap forward and be undeniable in your actions. So, yep.
Yeah, I've always heard about that you can do stuff like that at home. We never really did it to actually make the space at home more what Rona just mentioned. So that is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Just for note, if I lose my signal, just continue. I'm going through a couple hills here, and it's between Ohio and Indiana. And if you continue, I'll be back. It should be a few minutes, and then we'll get better signal. But beautiful shares this time, and I'm glad that it's record. So the next chapter is Seek Faith.
Kamal, you might need to turn your video off. We're losing you.
Well, he did say that we were going to
So
lose
let's
him.
start. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I-
John, do you want
Yeah,
to
I can start. Yeah, we start to seek failure. By the way, I just want to add something to like what I'm trying to integrate in my life is like what Kamal said, even the stuff like doing the dishes, right? So I use my kitchen a lot. I like to cook. It always gets messed. But what I do is when I get it completely clean and spotless, then I look at it, and that's the image that I want it to look like. So then doing the dishes, wiping, cleaning, is just part of getting to that vision. And I'm trying to bring that into other parts of my life, right? If we can, and then when I get it all done, take a little pause, take a look, this looks really good. This is how I want it to be, right? So then all the work to make that happen, it's just part of the pursuit of that, right? And I think that's kind of how we have to do all of our life. If we can get that image of what we want it to be, all the stuff we have to do that maybe might not normally look like, that's all part of getting to that image. And then we can take a pause, right? Appreciate it, right? Before we take on something else.
Yeah,
So
that's exactly it. The other thing is in doing your dishes, if you're stuck in the thing that you want to do and you're wanting to achieve, the minute that you start doing your dishes, your brain relaxes and your thoughts and your what you wanted is more likely to come to the surface than if you continually try to push through it. So that would be an active pause going and doing the dishes.
right, right, right.
I wanted to share too that the power of focus, because I remember a long time ago, one of my coaches asked us to do an assignment and I didn't want to do it. And he knew that I didn't want to do it. He goes, listen, if you just focus, you'll be done in a few minutes. And so a couple of days later, I decided I would do that. So I was on the train actually, and I'll never forget it, from one stop to the other. I did the assignment and it was just because I focused and it was done in 20 minutes. I'll never forget that. The power of focus.
Yeah.
Feels great.
I just want to add regarding doing the dishes that I've actually had many ideas that came to me whilst doing the dishes. So it's really good. And in fact, Sabrina and I were having a discussion on dishes this week. So this is really cool.
Yeah, doing the dishes isn't just a task, it's getting to what you want, right? Which is your clean
Exactly.
kitchen.
I think this is really going to help Sabrina. Sabrina was struggling this week to do the dishes and I had to coach her around it.
Yeah,
I
right.
hope she doesn't mind me saying that.
Well, I think the other thing that we forget is sometimes the things that we think are not necessary are very much so. Like, I buy flowers for my house, and that fractal design of the flowers out actually helps co-regulate me in my space. So sometimes the beauty of your home or your business or the clothing in which you wear actually helps you create your goals and move towards your goals just as well. And so, because it helps co-regulate your nervous system, just like your partners co-regulate you if you're in a space, um, the space can do the same, especially if you're out there being single people.
Rona, hi, it's Elizabeth. Can you hear me?
Yes.
If it's okay with the group, can you expand on that? How about including the order of your house?
The order of my house. So,
Yours, but in general.
okay. So, it's pretty much dependent. So, like when I refer to the flower reference, your space's different areas in it are going to be of different importance and different functions. So, your bedroom, say, how you set up your bedroom can be a cocoon and can help you go to sleep, and it can be a productive area in the fact of it's turning your brain off. So that you can power down, and those visual cues, but also sense help you to do that. And so it's just like when you have so I have lots of linens and soft fabrics in my bedroom and stuff like that. And that is a cue to my brain that, hey, you're getting sleepy. I don't have that throughout my house. And so I also have a certain candle, and there's certain scents that will cue your brain to go, hey, wait a minute. This is a relaxation time. I mean, we all know, like, oh, lavender and stuff like that, it kind of powers us down. And then some things kind of speed us back up. So in your office, lighting a cedar candle actually makes you be more productive, kind of thing. And so there's certain things or certain textures or even music. So when you have a certain playlist and um, so do I like doing budgets and things like that? Not so much. Have I made a space and almost a ritual in which to do that? Yes. So from a background that's actually going to regulate my system to sense that I have around me. And so it's kind of like an artist setting up a studio, or an athlete prepping for a game, doing certain things. They always talk about with athletes, what do they call it? It's not traditions. What they have like when they have like an off sock or that they have have their beard or stuff like that. It's actually helping their brain go, hey, wait a minute. This is what you're supposed to do right now. And so the same thing, and then habits or routines do that too. So basically, if I'm sitting in my office on a Sunday morning, like I always do, my nervous system goes, oh, wait, this is right. This is, you know what you're supposed to do right now. And so it starts to change up what I need to do. And then, I light my cedar candle and I have certain things. And so I'm prepping my space before I start to make it so that I can just do. You actually do faster that way than if you are in conflict with it. So, and that's just like if you're going into a meeting or something like that, the same thing happens. So, and so it's just basically figuring out, and then John referenced it too. If you have an image of future you, so future you, is the space different? Is the sense different? Is the music different? How would you interact with that space? And changing or recognizing that certain things in your space is already allowing you to do that. Like you keep those things, but some things are really in conflict with future you that you have in your space. And those things, yeah, it's time to clear them out because it's not helping you move forward to be future you. And a lot of times what you're doing is you're basically almost tricking your brain and being able to do, it doesn't know the difference. It's starting to think that future you is you.
I like that. I like that very much. I can relate to that, especially when you come to this book, James Clear, I think, the Habits. If you guys read this book, it pretty much highlight that. So I've been reading this book. I find myself, because I read it so much, like I have a little corner where I put 2 chairs and a book and a lamp. If you come here, you're gonna be like, oh, this is a reading section. And then the bedroom, like you mentioned, it's saying, okay, this is a sleeping area. The kitchen, this is like a cooking area. So it helps you flow better so you don't force yourself. Yeah, I'm going to prepare a video about that. That's a good one.
Thank you, Rhonda. I really got a lot out of that. A lot.
I like your videos, by the way. Those are great.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm tired of doing them, so I have a lot more coming. Yeah. Should we jump into reading? I guess, right?
Go to the next one. Yeah. You want to start, Nurspan?
Oh, I'll start. Yeah. This one is a sick failure. Okay. Sick failure. Well, that's a good one. Quantum leap demand a willingness to make mistake. So get ready. You cannot hold up in the safe zone where you have beaten the odds of failing. You cannot. An unwillingness to encounter defeat or run into problems outlaw quantum leap. Unless you allow yourself to make mistake, to fail, you will never have the opportunity to test the limit of what you truly are capable of accomplish. Hold up, let me read that again. Unless you allow yourself to make mistake, to fail, you will never have the opportunity to test the limit of what you truly are capable of accomplish. You must realize that if you are experiencing no difficulty, problem, or pain, you probably have aimed too low. Ooh. You got to go through it. You've leveled off in your growth and achievement. You probably are far from your limits. So think of problems or pain or slippage in performance as a positive sign. A performance lag ordinarily occur at the very outset when you are making a quantum leap. It's the pause during which you poise for the jump. Again, it's the pause during which you poise for the jump. The temporary loss of momentum that occur in the process of changing gears. Failure is a resource. It helps you find the edge of your capacity. Now, that was a title I was reading there. You're deliberately destabilize yourself when you break out of the habit pattern that represent the status quo. You create some inner chaos for yourself. So be prepared for the possibility of confusion, anxiety, and failure. Be prepared. That's part of opening yourself up to a new methodology that has the potential to deliver exponential performance gain. So often in life, it seems things first get worse and the way toward getting better. Be prepared for that sort of development. Problem belong in the process. They are a part of the equation that produce you. They are not proof that your ambition are fertile or that you should give up. As someone has said, everything look like a failure in the middle. You can't bake a cake without getting the kitchen messy. Halfway through surgery, it looks like there's been a murder in the operating room. If you send a rocket toward the moon, about 90% of the time, it's off course. It fails its way to the moon. By continually making mistakes and correcting them, at the outset, you may feel high because going for the quantum leap is heady stuff. But then the hard reality of problem may slap you in the face. Progress often masquerades as trouble. It is easy to lose faith because other people may withdraw their support and be critical of your effort. That plus your own anxiety and uncertainty can tempt you to turn on yourself. Is there more? Oh, yeah. This is the crucial point in the process. Don't give up. Failure belongs here. It's a sign of progress. Ooh, feels good. The stress will seduce you toward retreat to the safety of the status quo. The trap of the familiar. Just remember this. Failure does not mean you are defeated. Actually, the struggle gives you strength. It's like tempering the steel of the soreness involved in developing muscle. The difficulties are just evidence that you are learning and progressing. Go looking for failure and then use it. Don't interpret problem or breakdown as proof that you should quit, but instead take them as evidence of your growth and improvement. Failure is a resource. It helps you find the edge of your capacities. Failure, again, is a resource. It helps you find the edge of your capacities. Beautiful.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I love it.
Super cool chapter. Thank you for reading that. So good.
Yeah, it's cool. I got a lot from this one.
Really good. Really good. Let's break it down from the beginning, this chapter, the seeking failure. So Lance, you read it beautifully. So let's look at the first one. Seek failure. then quantum leaps demand a willingness. Like, just think, right? I want you all to think. We all want a quantum leap. We all want to jump, but we don't like mistakes. Who likes mistakes? We don't like mistakes. I mean, I don't like mistakes. But this is what he says. Like, are we willing to make mistakes?
Basically, say go for it. Go for the mistake. Because every time we desire something, we only see it beautifully without the falling, the dropping, the unexpected. We see it beautifully, but this is pretty much where, especially when we see the goal, we only see, okay, it's a straight line. There is no fire or safe. It's all safe, but this is where we miscalculate this whole process. Us as human beings, we do that a lot. Like you said there, the example I'm saying there is like shoot for the moon, but for the 95% of the time, you're going to miss it. Yeah, you can adjust, which is really good.
And we generally don't like mistakes because habitually we're trained not to make mistakes. We're trained to be perfect all the time. We're trained not to experiment like negatively. And I mean, you don't want to do it on purpose, but like when I was growing up, we used to get beaten with rulers and bells if we do calculation mistakes or grammar mistakes, or like it was terrible. But this book is not saying that. This book says you gotta seek it, you gotta go for
it. If you accept mistakes, that's the key. So it's interesting. So it's one of the keys to my program, right? Is we don't stop for mistakes.
Yeah.
Right. You got to keep going, right? Only God's perfect. You make mistakes. But I also like about this is if we do identify a mistake, we have a choice. We go back and fix it, or we can keep going. Right. And I think that's important. That's why we have to seek failure. So the more mistakes we make, the more progress we can make.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'd like everybody to like think back over the last 7 days, because I want this to be real. I know we have two hands up. I'm going to get you to speak. Over the last 7 days, what did you struggle with? And did you feel that you were a failure, or did you feel like, oh man, I'm studying this. This is just part of the game. This is part of U squared, part of growing. So like when I read this chapter, I'm like, oh man, it's okay if the event didn't go well. Presentation flung. It's okay. Like this is the thing. So what did you do the last 7 days that you struggled with or failed? Don't look at it as a failure. Just switch your thinking to U square style. Carrie, go ahead.
Yeah. So my brain's in like 3 different places at once, which is really, really great. Love my neurodivergent brain. So first of all, we'll take it from an analytical point of view. There's a guy who I used to follow when I did marketing who talks about the beauty of failing faster. Our culture, our world is moving at such a fast pace right now that we actually do have the ability to fail faster and faster and have it work for us. So that's one thing, is that I really love the ability to really be able to go out there and test different actions and just like see, like throw everything at the wall and see what sticks, right? So that's one place my brain is in. The other one is that there's a basic tenet of metaphysics is that when you create anything new, what also you create is its opposite. So like in the world of trinities, there's the thing itself, there's its opposite, and then there's the fusion of the two. And so any new idea, anything new that you put in the world, what's going to show up is everything that's not it. It's just guaranteed. You just want to expect that that's going to happen. And the third thing is that we have it as humans, that the we that we are, these human meat sacks, that we somehow fail, which is until you're dead is not true. So you can only fail, this is my landmark hat going on again, in the world of performance, right? The actions you took or didn't take is where that failure lives, not here where you are. And we so often collapse the two. Like, okay, I didn't do all the things that I wanted to do. God, I failed this week. I did not do that. But I, the me that I am, actually didn't fail. I simply either did or did not take that action. And that action did or did not produce the result that I wanted it to produce. And when you can keep those two things separately, or at the very least, when they collapse, go, oh, there that is again, and then uncollapse them again.
Yeah.
It gives you so much room to go out and play and be messy in the world, where you can keep failing and have it mean that, oh, that action didn't work, not, oh my God, I suck. Like, and then you're just freed up. You know, you don't have to make it significant where you are about who you are, because we're perfect, whole and complete. We are, you know, made in the image of our creators as creators. And then when we can keep them separate, it's just a, and I am still practicing at this as a person who's hard on herself, right? But I really love that I came here, because I really needed that. I was being a little hard on myself today. And the truth is, I did the stuff that I did this week. I didn't do what I didn't do. And there's no inherent meaning to any of that. And it produced the results it did.
No, I love that. And I love how you linked it to the entanglement theories, and how everything has an opposite. And that's the point. Can we become aware enough to catch ourselves when we're in the moment, so it doesn't feel like failure, so it doesn't feel like sadness for hours on end. We have to become aware, so we switch back quick. And that's what you're doing here. Thank you for bringing that up. It's like your awareness is going to keep rising, and the more you rise, the more you catch yourself. And the more you catch yourself, you're going to get that calmness and serenity. Zinat, go ahead. And then Kim.
Okay. So yes, so myself this week, I have had a situation where the sales that we were looking for did not happen as we had planned. And so reading this paragraph, a performance lag ordinarily occurs at the very outset when you are making a quantum leap. The pause during which you poise for the jump. The temporary loss of momentum that occurs is the process of changing gears. So that's given me a little bit more hope this week, that, you know, rather than feeling that maybe, you know, I did fail this week in that certain task. And the other thing was also, I stepped up to do for the team. It's like the second half of the presentation webinar that we do, and nobody steps up to do that part, because that's the hardest part of the whole thing. And I stepped up, and I said I will do it, and I will do it for the next 4 weeks, so that I really get good at it and I will master it. So initially I had to kind of script it out so that I know what to kind of say, but I still had to refer to my notes as I was giving the presentation. And that kind of made me feel as well that maybe I didn't do as well in it as I should have, but I know that for sure that it's going to get done, and this is really giving me hope, because I really jumped in at the deep end to raise myself to do it. So yeah.
I mean, that's how it works. You put yourself out there, you volunteer for it to help the team, and then suddenly this chapter is here talking about that. Now you're connecting the dots, that even if you're feeling a little bit not that well about your performance there, it's really part of the game, right? It's part of that next step, part of that next leap. And he says, like, if you're not experiencing difficulties, if you're not experiencing problems, if you're not experiencing pain, you're too comfortable. You're not at the next level. You're not going to advance. You're not going to get to the quantum leap. If you're If you just want to be nice and safe, you could just stay in bed and you won't even fall off the bed, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we have to experience this change of being on stage and feeling that tummy stuff and feeling not prepared and put yourself out there and with all your might just show up. So,
So would you say that, you know, because you've done the action,
mm,
you did the action, you have non-attachment because you can't be attached to.
yeah, you're gonna attach to the result, but don't
Yes.
attach to how you felt.
Yes.
You don't want to connect that action with what you did with, oh man, that made me feel bad. Now I'm not gonna do it again. You
No.
know, so you want to go the other way, say, no, I want to get better at it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now you want to prepare. Now you want to prepare. You want to prepare without using notes. One slide, two slides, three slides, whatever
Yes.
is the game.
Yep.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Thank you for sharing that. Kim.
Thank you.
This is so good. This is so good because, I love what Price Pritchett said at the end of the book, Failure is a Resource. It helps you find the edge of your capacities. When I read those words on the page, it was having me just reflect in my current moment, right? And, the positions that we find ourselves in different seasons of life. And
Mm,
sometimes those seasons of life, like the one I'm experiencing now with my parents, who would imagine having both parents in different hospitals at the same time? But really, for me, I was listening to Carrie talk about failure, right? And it's very easily in these moments that we can kind of lean into those, start to have the doubt kind of creep in, and how important it is for us to just be grounded in the moment,
mhm,
knowing that this is here, like you said, Kamal, this is here for me specifically to stretch myself
mhm,
and to really, really understand what my capacity is, right? And what better way to experience that than have a situation in where you are taken away from um, purpose, which you have been just, just taking action every single day. And then all of a sudden your creator says, I have somewhere else that I need you to serve right now. And this is part of your greater vision for
mm.
what you're creating, but really staying firm into that. And I think today's teaching, especially again, failure is a resource. It helps you find the edge of your capacities. It really has me leaning into that today, like, wow, I am so grateful for the capacity that I've been given,
Mm,
right? And being aware of that and conscious of it. And knowing that I am now a project manager, right? Using my strengths in a different way. And I am now a project manager for my family. And
mhm,
it
mhm.
really kind of has me thinking, wow, God is amazing. Thank you, God. But it's really an opportunity to really see the vastness of the vision. So
Yeah,
I really appreciate the space that you've created today for us.
I love it too, and I love the shares and the realization that who you're gonna become, each and every one of you, and what Kim just said. Once you expand, when somebody helps you expand with their idea or with their thought or with their wisdom, that's gonna give you the courage to take that action. You never go back if you stick with it. Okay, Kimberly's gonna expand now because of what she's got up against with her world, with her family and her parents. She's gonna expand in her responsibility. And guess what? That's another level. You don't go back. It's beautiful. And now she's becoming aware of it. It's even more beautiful, right? And she can use that with her, work that she does with partners and stuff and all the relationship thing that goes on, right? So it's really, really cool realization. Yeah. Welcome. Nursa and then Rona.
Yeah, this is really, really good though. I mean, especially, that's a different perspective. I'm
Mm,
having a moment with differently than Kim. Story here. But I realized also, I came to the realization of the videos. Basically, when he said failures is a resource, it helps you find the edge of your capacity. So I came to the realization, as I'm putting these videos out, man, you guys have a different way of viewing these videos, but me, as I'm putting them out, it's like it got me thinking of something Bob Proctor always says, he's saying, unless you make it your business, whatever that goal is, to master it, whenever you came to act on it, if you haven't mastered it, whenever you came to act on it, it's gonna make you look ridiculous, like stupid. So when I'm realizing on this is like you said, there, don't give up, just keep pushing, because I realize for me it's now it can only keep getting better and better as I keep doing it, because it all start with the goal. And with the goal, actually, it kind of direct me, give me a straight path to follow, which is nothing else. It's not gonna deviate me. So that's what basically that's saying, that find the edge of your capacity, which is discover it on purpose, and then you keep soaring through it, which is good. The space too, man, very much.
Good, man. Keep coming back. Keep bringing friends. Let's make it bigger. Rona, I love what you shared earlier. Although I was not on screen, I heard everything about the kitchen and the house and what you do. So I heard a lot of it. So go ahead.
So I don't know if I've used this metaphor in here before or not, but when you're an artist and you put the first mark down, it's always right. When you put the second mark down, you might muck up that first mark. It might be a complete failure. But the fact is, if you're pausing and you're listening to life and your process, it allows you to make an even better mark because of that failure. If you put down the exact same mark over and over again because you're afraid of putting that second mark down, then you just have one mark instead of an entire painting. The other thing is that when you put that second mark down, if you look at it and you pause and you really sit in it for a moment, you might realize that that is a different direction that you need to go. So your failure actually creates opportunity. Your failure is not a failure. It's actually a reroute or a way to create a new process in your life, and a completely different, in my metaphor, painting. And so letting go of the attachment that it was bad, failures aren't bad at all. They're just a mark for the next mark to happen. And so it's creative resilience is going, oh, this isn't good or bad, it just is. And if it's just good or bad, no, I'm going to throw that out. And if it's just is, what can I do with it?
Beautiful. I love it. And especially that you mentioned the artist side of it. Because I've worked with two artists, and just recently, maybe about a month ago, I caught somebody sitting at the edge of the property, and he was just sitting with a little tent drawing. So I just, one says hello, asked him if he wants a bottle of water. And he was explaining how he draws. It's exactly what you just said. Like, he just starts with the first stroke, second stroke, and he's just making the shades, and he just corrects it, and he just keeps evolving it. And by the end of the day, he had a beautiful, beautiful painting. So it's keep coming back to the path. Basically, it will come if you don't lose faith. And it's very easy to lose faith. He says it here, right? He says it right here. It's easy to lose faith, right on this line. It's easy to lose faith. It's easy to feel discouraged. It's easy to feel confused and anxious. Because we're physical. We're human. For 30, 40, 50, 60 years, you see your parents cry about every little things, and grandparents, and so you learn to do the same. Instead of, oh, it's okay, I lost it, big deal. But that's the thing. We're doing what we were taught, the programming that we have. And our job is to change that program. Change it.
Well, and I would say also, though, that creativity is not the wheelhouse of just the artist. We are all creative in how we're building our lives. So that process that I do of making a painting is the exact same as, say, Nancy when she's doing finances and stuff like that. The door into the house is different, and the door out of the house is different, but that process is the same. And so when you realize that anything that you do in life is a creative process, and that's what it is, it's a process, it's not who you are, it's your making, it allows you a lot more freedom just to be.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah, that piece you
Yeah.
just mentioned there is critical, okay, guys? Because I was just realizing that you just mentioned it, Kamal.
Mm.
It's easy to lose faith
Mhm.
because other people may withdraw their support and be critical of your effort. That, he said, that plus your own anxiety and uncertainty can attempt you to even you turning onto and yourself. Man, I can relate to that so much because when this stuff are just breaking loose, basically now you're looking for like blaming and it's like I need to it's too much. I need to hand that over to somebody or some situation or something.
Mm.
And this is basically when you basically lose control. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a powerful piece.
Powerful piece because we hear it often. Oh, it's okay to fail, and but he explains here what's going on, and I don't know. There's another lesson from Napoleon Hill on this kind of topic, but I like the quantum leap side of it in here. Failure is a resource. It helps you find the edge of your capacities. And I don't know about you. I want to find the edge of my capacity. I want to find my full potential. Right. And it's weird to say, oh, you want to fail as much doesn't sound good, but if we're not pushing, if we're not going for it, of course, without reckless abandonment, okay, you don't need to burn the bank. You don't need to put your life in a freaking jet and you have no idea how to fly the jet.
Oh
You
boy.
don't need to bet all your money on Bitcoin, right? Like you have to be prudent.
Right.
You gotta do what's right. So you can't say, "Oh, I'm take a risk. I'll build a house myself." You don't know how to build a house. You're not an architect. You're not a designer. So, like, we gotta understand, right? We have a limitation, and we need to get strong about it. So, just keep that in mind because some people would think, "Oh, I could do anything." Well, yeah, you could do anything, but you have to do the best of anything
Mhm.
with what's available. Like I need to use the engineers, I need to use the technicians, I need to use the pilot to take me from A to B. I don't need to drive the plane. I just need to be in the plane. So just be careful with this failure thing as to taking all your money, putting it on Shiba Inu or something in Bitcoin or some weird investment or putting your money with somebody that is not even known and say, hey, yeah, help me make some money because I'm taking a risk. Then you don't deserve to win. On the prudence part, you haven't followed a path that is successful with somebody that cares about you and can hold your hand, right? Like somebody has to help you with that wisdom and experience. So really deep chapter. And uh, please, I read it. This is my third time this week. If this is your first time reading it with us, when you go back home tonight or wherever you're at home, I'm at home now. It's funny. Read it slowly. It's beautiful thing. Anybody else that hasn't spoken that wants to speak? I mean, please, it doesn't matter if you're not going to add anything profound, like just your feeling on it. So don't feel shy. So whoever hasn't spoken, want to speak, you're welcome to. This is an easy space, right? No judgment here.
Yeah, that piece, man, I can relate to it a lot, especially in my real estate endeavor that I'm in, because I'm
Mm.
experiencing this a lot, especially when closing is not happening and a flip is not happening. Yeah.
Okay, very good. So we're at the top of the hour past. Just want to mention a couple of things, and then I want to do a little a chapter of the next book. I want to do it in a different way, just to give you guys a tease, so you can start inviting others. Because in 2 more weeks, I think we're gonna have 2 more sessions on this book, and then we'll start the As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. But I do want to go over a chapter with all of you that Bob had shared with me, and I use that very, very well. See, James Allen wrote this book when he was in prison, right? And we're gonna tell his story in a better way once I refresh my mind on everything that he did. But he did the world a huge service by his psychological ability to understand the mind. He went much differently than every other psychologist as to how much we're able to do. Now, in the last chapter of the book, As a Man Thinketh, there's a chapter called Serenity, right? And what does serenity mean? Can somebody look it up in the dictionary or on Siri? Serenity. What is the
Peace.
Say again?
I was just saying, the first word that comes to my mind is peace.
Peace.
Look it up.
Okay.
Look it up.
Yeah, it's the state of being calm.
State of well, that right. That would be nice to be in a calm. What else does it say, Nancy?
It says to be in a place that's untroubled, like an oasis of serenity amidst the bustling city.
Okay, very good. So that's the chapter. So when I was introduced to that book, that's the chapter that Bob shared with me, and that's what I'm going to share with you today. So Sabrina wants to share. I think your hand is up. We'll let you share, and then we'll do that chapter together. But don't be driving or anything, because that chapter is you might fall asleep through it. So Sabrina, go ahead.
I was on a similar thought track. So serenity, tranquility, peace, calm, and relaxation.
Beautiful. Yeah. And that's that chapter. Bob Proctor has used it so many times, and he recorded that chapter, and he has a little music in the back of it. And I've used it many times with my clients who cannot calm their mind, whose mind is always racing. It's a powerful chapter, powerful little thing he did in 4, 5, 6 minutes. If you just focus and just keep your mind to the words, keep your mind back to what the sound is telling you to do, just listen to the words, you will calm down. So whatever you're going to hear next, don't listen to that in a car, or don't listen if you're driving. Only listen to that if you're just relaxed and you're just kind of hanging out at home in a safe spot. So I'm going to share that with you. So it's up to you if you want to listen to it or not. But it's going to be beautiful. And so yeah, just sit down, relax, just kind of be comfortable. You can close your eyes. You can take the screen off if you want. I'm probably going to close my eyes as it plays. But somebody give me the thumbs up if you can hear the sound. Okay.
And is one of the beautiful jewels of wisdom. It is a result of long and patient effort in self-control. Its presence is an indication of ripened experience and of a more than ordinary knowledge of the laws and operations of thought. A man becomes calm in the measure that he understands himself as a thought-evolved being, for such knowledge necessitates the understanding of others as a result of thought. And as he develops a right understanding and sees more and more clearly the internal relations of things by the actions of cause and effect, he ceases to fuss and fume and worry and grieve, and he remains poised, steadfast, serene. The calm man, having learned how to govern himself, knows how to adapt himself to others, and they in turn reverence his spiritual strength and feel that they can learn from him and rely upon him. The more tranquil a man becomes, the greater is his success, his influence, his power for good. Even the ordinary trader will find his business prosperity increase as he develops a greater self-control and equanimity. For people will always prefer to deal with a man whose demeanor is equable. The strong, calm man is always loved and revered. He's like a shade-giving tree in a thirsty land, or a sheltering rock in a storm. Who does not love a tranquil heart, a sweet-tempered, balanced life? It does not matter whether it rains or shines, or what changes come to those possessing these blessings, for they are always sweet, serene, and calm. The exquisite poise of character, which we call serenity, is the last lesson of culture. It is the flowering of life, the fruitage of the soul. It is precious as wisdom, more to be desired than gold, yea, than even fine gold. How insignificant mere money-seeking looks in comparison with the serene life. A life that dwells in the ocean of truth, beneath the waves, beyond the reach of the tempests, in the eternal calm. How many people we know who sour their lives, who ruin all that is sweet and beautiful by explosive tempers, who destroy their poise of character and make bad blood. It is a question whether the great majority of people do not ruin their lives and mar their happiness by lack of self-control. How few people we meet in life who are well balanced, who have that exquisite poise which is characteristic of the finished character. Yes, humanity surges with uncontrolled passion, is tumultuous with ungoverned grief, is blown about by anxiety and doubt. Only the wise man, only he whose thoughts are controlled and purified, makes the winds and the storms of the soul obey him. Tempest-tossed souls, wherever you may be, under whatever conditions ye may live, know this: in the ocean of life, the isles of blessedness are smiling, and the sunny shore of your ideal awaits your coming. Keep your hands firmly on the helm of thought. In the bark of your soul reclines the commanding master. He does but sleep. Wake him. Self-control is strength. Right thought is mastery. Calmness is power. Say to your heart, peace, be still.
I hope you enjoyed this video. We put a lot of good information up here, and it causes everything in your life to get better.
Beautiful. 4 minutes. You listen to this every day for 7 days, your life will start changing. I promise you that. I'll put the link in the chat in the WhatsApp group. So hopefully you enjoyed that. This should help you calm down if you're in a stressful day. Cool. Cool beans. Anything else? Anybody? And Rona says goodbye. Yeah.
Real quick, Kamal. So some people have posted some pretty cool things in the chat. Is this chat locked out so we can't save it? Because I can't say. Anyone else have that problem? If you go to the three, I don't see the three dots in the top that allow you to save chat.
I could save it probably. Let me see if I can save it.
Yeah, you can do it with the three dots at the top.
Yeah, maybe it's mine. For some reason, I don't have the three dots at the top. So maybe it's just my Zoom.
Yeah, I just saved it. Let me see if I can get it in the Finder. I could put it here for you. Says it's in where is it? Recent.
Yeah, I don't know why. For some reason, mine doesn't give me the three dots.
Doesn't? Save.
No, that's okay. If it's just mine, don't worry about it. I don't know what the problem is.
I can put it in the WhatsApp group later.
Yeah, it's saving it to the folder for me. I just gotta find the folder. Okay, cool. B file. All right. Yeah, we'll make it available, John. Anything else? We'll make it available.
Thank you.
No, thanks. This is awesome, guys.
Yeah, great stuff. Have a good week.
Awesome.
Have a good week,
everybody.
everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. It was really
Bye.
good. Thank you.
Yeah. Bye.
Grateful for you guys.